Welcome back to Ritual Hobby and Art. Talking about a handbook for boys. This is from the Boy Scouts of America. I believe this is from 1948. It belonged to my father. I believe at the beginning here it does say, there we go. Yep, copyright 1948 by Boy Scouts of America in New York. Printed in the U.S. It's the 5th edition for 6th printing, June 1953. But it's just kind of a basic everything a Boy Scout needed to know. My father was a Boy Scout for a little while. Didn't do the full thing, but, it was something you did. You went camping. You did those things back then, as you still do today. People still do that. But it's kind of everything that you had to have, I was not a Boy Scout. I'll be honest with you. I was not. There came an opportunity, but we didn't have a lot of interest. I mean, I had interest, but there just wasn't enough people in the area to have a scout. So we didn't do it. However, I have gone through his book over the years and learned all about all the stuff in it. I mean, not enough to take an Eagle Scout test or anything like that, but it's a lot of, how to make a tent out of a blanket, how to cook, all the fun and interesting stuff, survival stuff, that, you can get from a Boy Scout book. And I'm sure, this book came out in a day when there wasn't the internet. And even when I was a child, there was not the internet. So you learned about a lot of things. I mean, there's stuff in here about first aid and stuff like that, and rescuing people. And I believe there's a section in here about animals, about dangerous animals, snakes, that sort of thing. I mean, I didn't have those kind of resources. I mean, you had encyclopedias maybe, but you didn't have this ready information unless you went to the library and got a book. I mean, that was obvious, but this was a book I had at home. There we go. There's stuff about tracking animals, and different kinds of what you might find out in the desert. You can find different mountainous regions, or just there you go, poisonous snakes and things like that. So just plants, different kinds of plants you can need to learn about, not just the poison ivies, but other things. So I don't know. For me, it was just an interesting book, and it's in really good condition. I've kept it in good condition all these years. Kept it on the shelf. It's just bicycle tires. Advertisement for bicycle tires back then, and batteries. You can learn Morse code and just, all kinds of interesting things. It's just interesting to look at the ads from the time. Flashlight bulbs, catcher's mitts. This is from a different time period. So anyway, and so additional to that, I also have this canteen. Now, the thing about this canteen, I always have thought this was my dad's canteen. At the bottom, it says USA 1963. And I don't know if that means it was made in 1963, because that would be well after he was in the Boy Scouts. He would have been in his 20s by the time this thing was made, if it's from 63. Maybe it's something got in college. But if you recognize this thing, I've seen other versions of this out there. I don't know if this is Army surplus or what this was, but I think I may have used it a couple times to actually put water in. It does specifically say for water only, and not to put it near an open flame or burner plates. But anyway, I always assumed this to be a Boy Scout canteen, but I may not be correct. And those of you who know, let me know in the comments.